What's up, everybody? Welcome to Cracker Hunters. Of course, I'm Carolina Hitman, and today I have another Sideshow Collectibles slash Court of the Dead figure to review for you all today. And today we have Kier Valkyrie's Revenge. Now, this is one of the smaller statues that Sideshow advertised, I think late or middle of last year, as I guess a more affordable way to start collecting some of the Court of the Dead figures. Because this one was only about 85 bucks. No, with shipping is like 100 or so like that. But this is actually pretty interesting because it's basically a shrunk down version of the quarter scale figure of Kier from the Court of the Dead. And man, I will say this. I am highly impressed in the level of detail they were able to shrink down to this, because I don't know exactly what scale this is. I don't think it's a 6 scale. Well, you know what, it may be, because I think this is right around the size of like one of the Hot Toy figures. So I think this may be a 6 scale, but I think they call it a statuette or something like that on the website itself. But man, they've been able to keep a lot of detail on this figure, and especially for something that's only about maybe 10 inches, maybe I think it's between 10 and 11 inches tall. And they were able to actually keep a lot of the detail. And actually, they've added some things in here that I actually like more than I do about the quarter scale figure, the premium format one. Because this is actually, they got the, you see the level of detail on the angel. And they got, she's holding basically a slain angel, and basically he's grabbing his wing right here, which I'm gonna post some close-ups so you can really get in there and see. But man, the level of detail they were able to maintain at such a small size is actually really impressive, to be honest with you. And like I said, they got the paint application pretty close to what the quarter scale figure is. I'll give you all a little run around. Now, I did have a small paint flaw. It's right here. So I had a small one. And I said nothing. I'm not. Be honest with you, if it was $500 or $600, yeah, I have to send this back. But with it being only like 85 bucks or 89 bucks, I'm willing to let it slide a little bit, which I still think, no, they still need to be as close to perfect as possible, no matter what scale it is or what price range, because people are at the end of the day paying money for something that you've created, and you know you want the best bang for your buck. But I'm willing to give a little more leeway, especially for something this small. I understand that, you know, you're not going to be able to get everything perfect, especially compared to the premium formats. You know, those things are almost perfect when I get them, like no paint flaws and everything like that. But I am impressed on how they were able to maintain, as far as though the blood, as far as it getting darker to lighter, or here and here. I am impressed with that. Now, they still kept her palette, her paint palette, as close to the quarter scale as they possibly could on this smaller figure. Now, for me, the main thing I like is like this slain angel right here. It's really impressive, like this slain angel, and then on top of that, you know, she's grabbing the wing right here, and it's really impressive. And I do like the silver, the gold to white highlights they have on the wing itself. And I don't know I'm actually confused as to what that's supposed to be, this kind of slimy substance. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be blood from the angel itself, but it still looks pretty cool. Like, this is just something that, you know, you put on your desk at work or something, just to show people, hey, this is, to kind of get people, I think, interested in the Court of the Dead. And I think for a lot of people, this is a lot more affordable option to be able to get started collecting, seeing as how it's not even over. Well, with shipping, it's about $106, but I think the piece itself is $89.99. So this is a more affordable option for people who can't really afford to own the premium format figures themselves, you know, because those things can range anywhere from, you know, $425 all the way up to, I think, $1,100. I think it was $1,000. I think Mortigal or Dimethal were like, I think Dimethal was the one that was $9.99. I think that's been the most expensive one so far. But this is a more affordable option for people. It's something they can get them started, kind of get them interested in the Quarter of the Dead kind of can see what these figures actually can be capable of. And like I said, and even they even have the cloth right here. Like it's not as static as it's not as flexible as the quarter scale. It's just a little flexible, but nothing too bad, nothing too shabby. But they got the sword here. Of course, the sword was not metal, which I don't mind that too much on this, because it'd probably be a little bit harder. Well, you know what? Nah, I don't know. Maybe because their letter opener is that size. So I'm thinking you probably can still make it metal. And I still prefer metal swords and metal weaponry, but that's more of a personal preference. I think it just gives something to enhance the statue itself, but that's more of a personal preference. And I can't really criticize the Quarter of the Dead or Sideshow for not making a metal, something this small metal, because of the weight. And it may be that they're afraid that because of the weight and how small this is, it may eventually snap off or something like that. Because I will say this, putting that sword on was a pain in my ass, because it is, you have to shove it in there a little bit, so you gotta kind of get behind it right here, because the sword disconnects right here. I ain't gonna take it off and put it back on because it's a pain. But just be careful if you do decide to purchase this, be careful when you put it together, because the only thing that you have to put on there is the sword. So just be careful when you slide it in there, because it's a little tough to get in there. You gotta wiggle it around or something. So just make sure you're holding it properly, and just holding it from the back and kind of get it to where it stays steady while you're shoving it in there. So just be careful. Now let's see, what else we're gonna talk about. Man, them angel wings, I'm really digging that. I love how they kept her hair. I mean, it's flexible just like the Quarter of the Dead. I mean, the premium format figure as well. No, they got the eyes, which just, again, I'll post some close-ups so you can really see the detail in it, because I don't want to move the camera and get all moving it around like that. But I'll post some close-ups. But they were able to keep her eyes a little with that white and everything in there from the premium format figure. Like everything that figure had, they were able to mimic it very well with this smaller one. And I think that what's most impressive is that if you really look at it, it looks so close to the actual premium format, just in a smaller scale. And like I said, I actually like the base of this statuette more than I like the one on the premium format, which is crazy because they put a lot of detail into the angel, because the angel looks a little porcelain. I guess that is maybe how they turn when they die or something. I don't know. I'm not an angelic scholar, so don't quote me on that. But I do like the amount of detail in this slain angel, as far as the paint application on its head, the way the face looks porcelain, that silver to gold to white highlights in the wings, and the way that they made it to where she's gripping that wing, holding it up. I think they did a really good job right here as well. So I mean, there's for it to be such a small scale figure, it's pretty impressive. Like I say, the only thing is, I'll say this. I'm a little conflicted though. The price is $89.99. I think they probably could have went a little cheaper, because I'm not saying it's not worth that price, but I also think that it maybe could have been about maybe $59.99 or maybe honestly $74.99. It's maybe about 20 to 25 bucks cheaper than what it was, because it really doesn't come with a lot of accessories. You're really just purchasing it to really, be honest, keep collecting the Quarter of the Dead. And there are a lot of details in here. So like I said, I'm a little conflicted. I'm not saying it's not worth the $90 price point, but me personally, I think they probably could have lowered it about $20 to $25, and it still would have been okay to buy. But again, like I said, it's just more of a personal thing. So I'm not sure if any of you feel the same way I do. But man, like I said, I'm just highly impressed that they were still able to keep this level of detail with such a small figure. And so this is just something that, like I said, just to put on your desk at work, or maybe put on a little mantle up in your living room or something like that, just to spark a conversation, and then show them what the actual premium format looks like. I think this is one of the best things that they could have come out with as a conversation starter to help really get people into the Quarter of the Dead. And I really actually hope because right now there's only 3. And I'm not sure if that's all they plan on releasing. I hope not. I hope they do smaller figures of a lot of the different ones that they've had, because they've got plenty of characters now. I mean, they probably got about 20, I mean, about maybe 15 to 20 individual characters. And then, like I said, we got Poxel coming out later on this year, which of course, you know, I'm getting that because it's Quarter of the Dead. But I think, man, it's really impressive that they were able to maintain this level of detail and quality at such a smaller figure. And like I said, understand that, you know, with a cheaper price point, I understand there will be probably a little more mistakes than a premium format was. Like I said, I got the little small paint defect right here. So I understand that with a smaller price point and a smaller figure, everything's not going to be as perfect as the premium format, because the premium format size highlights if there are any mistakes, it highlights a lot more. I'm sorry, excuse me, tripping over my words. The premium format will highlight the mistakes a lot more because of the size than this statuette will. So, all right, everybody. Well, I hope I did a good job reviewing this statuette. Yeah, I will be reviewing the other two because I have them. So I will. I got the one of, I think it's Zeal and Gethsemane. So I will be reviewing those. So look for those later on, probably later on this week. And don't forget, everybody, I got the Alien Queen. We'll be reviewing that, and that'll be I think that'll be up sometime, maybe between Sunday or Monday. That review, and then later on in that week, the next week, the comparison between the Alien Queen maquette and the Alien King maquette will be coming up too, because I can't wait to see your opinions on which one. Because man, both of those things look amazing. Both of them look amazing, and I can't wait to see which one you think is better. I already decided which one I thought was better, but I give y'all an opportunity to let me know which ones you think. But all right, everybody, thank y'all for joining me on this Kier's Valkyrie's Revenge statuette from Sideshow Collectibles and the Quarter of the Dead. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification to get notified of our future videos. I'm Carolina Hitman. Thank you for joining Cracker Hunters today. See y'all next time. Peace.